Hey everyone, welcome back. Akbar aka Gordon Chesapeake here. So this video we're gonna talk about Expo Router, and specifically we're gonna build a bottom navigation combined with a drawer. So let's get started. Real quick though, this is a demo of what we're building. We have a bottom tab navigation here with two screens, and then we have this drawer where we have like 3 different screens. And again, keep in mind that only the first screen in the drawer has the bottom navigation. So that's what we're gonna build here. So in the last video, we made a boilerplate for TypeScript and TailwindCSS. Here is a config file that we created, and also we have our entry point app.tsx. This time we're gonna install Expo Router. So the recommended way is to use this command in terminal, but since we already have our own setup, we are going to use the manual installation, and obviously we're using the Expo 50 SDK, so we're going to follow those instructions. Since we already have the Expo project, we don't have to go through the first step. Second step here, we need to get the dependencies for Expo Router, so we're going to copy them, and then we just paste and install all these libraries, Expo Router, React Native Safe Area Context, and a couple more. So once that is done, we actually see that something in the app.json file is also changed. We have the Expo Router added as a plugin, and then we continue over here with adding the entry point. So this is the main section in package.json. As you can see here, it's directing to node modules right now, but we're gonna change that and use the new entry point as shown here. So the next step is to add this scheme value to our app config file, which is app.json, and we're just going to add that after the plugins that was recently added, and then make sure to fix the name. And this is this has to match a pattern. So for example, uppercase is not accepted, and I'm just gonna put our Orange Journey YouTube channel name there. So that's there. And then we are not gonna do anything about web, so we don't worry about that command. And for the bundler metro for the web, we actually already have it in the app.json file when we were trying to add TailwindCSS. The next step is to add this presets to our Babel file, and we already also have that, so no worries, it's all good. And right now we are not going to run the app really, but just to clear the cache, I'm just gonna run the command that they had in the last stage. So using npx expo start -c, and don't worry about the warnings that you see here. Those are not going to affect our work. Alright, now that we're working with Expo Router, we're gonna make some changes to the way the files and folders are structured. App.tsx, for example, was our entry point, but now we're gonna create pages with Expo Router, and for that we're gonna create a folder called app, and we actually can get rid of this app.tsx file because the screens and routing is going to be based on file and folder names. So we create a new folder, call it app folder, and then in there we are going to follow the layout route. So if you look at the Expo Router documentation for a layout route, you'll see that we need to add a layout.jss, or in our case tsx file, and that will be the very first entry point for the whole app. Now remember that we are also going to add a drawer and bottom tabs to our file and our application. So let's look at the drawer. and tabs documentation on Expo Router. So we can see that, for example, to have tabs, we're gonna have to create a folder called tabs in parentheses, and also for drawer we need to add some new libraries. So we're gonna copy that command and install that. By the way, all these links will be in the description box below the video. So once those libraries are installed, we're going to scroll a little bit down, and we can see that we have this code snippet for drawer navigation, and we're going to just copy and paste that whole thing in our layout.tsx file. As you can see right now, we have like two screens. One is the home screen and the other is users. Also, I'm just gonna get rid of the styling and add the TailwindCSS styling here. And then with that being said, we now are going to make some changes to these screen names. I'm gonna have a shop screen, and so I make the proper changes, and also a settings screen. And make sure to change the drawer label and also the title of that screen as well. So once all these are done, we are going to create those files and folders. So I'm going to have a folder for shop screen because I know I will have other nested routes in there. But for settings, I'm just going to create one file, settings.tsx, and that is going to be it. To create the shop screen, I also need to add a layout.tsx file inside that folder, and I'm just gonna add some text in the middle of the screen for each of these pages. For example, for the shop page, I have a drawer shop, so we know it's inside the drawer. And then for settings, also similarly, I'll have some text in the middle of the screen to show that it's the settings screen. So with that, now we have our drawer set up, and now we can work on our tabs. So what we want to have is our tabs needs to be basically our home page and our profile page. So we're gonna create a new folder here. We have tabs, and then inside parentheses, that's important. For that, we're gonna have a layout.tsx where we put our tabs screen there, and then we're gonna have two screens, as I said, one home screen and then maybe a profile screen, and we'll get back to these in a minute. But for the profile screen, for example, we're just gonna add some text again. Index is gonna be our home screen, so again some little text over there to see that is our home screen. And then in the layout, like I said, that's where we put our tabs navigation. So we have two pages as mentioned, just updating this home to maybe dashboard so that it's following what we have in the layout page here with the title of dashboard for the first screen, and that's referring to the index.tsx file. And so we have the setup now. This was our drawer, and then in the drawer screen we need to also add those tabs screen. So we're gonna add that at the beginning of this drawer. So here is the tabs screen, and in the drawer we're gonna see how these labels and titles will look like. So for now I put a main label for this, and then we should have everything ready right now. One thing that we need to fix is for the Tailwind to work, we need to make sure that the config file is actually pointing to all the TSX files. So now we have an app directory, so we need to update this content over here so it is pointing to the app directory, and that's done. Last thing to make sure that TailwindCSS works is to import the global.css file that we had originally put in the app.tsx file. so that these Tailwind files are also referenced in our app. And now we don't have that app.tsx file, so we have to put them in the layout.tsx file. And now with that, we are ready to run the application. I'm gonna run it on Expo and Expo Go. So we do npx expo start, and I'm gonna just use my personal phone to scan this QR code, and then that's gonna take me to the Expo Go app, and then you see here that the app is being built, and as expected, now we have two tabs: dashboard and the settings or profile, and then for the drawer we have main and shop and our settings as expected. So just again, this was our tabs. We had profile and dashboard, and then for the drawer we have our main, shop, and settings. So we're gonna probably, it's good to get rid of this home title here for the layout. So now it's gone over there, and now we can also maybe change the name of main to home. So we'll have our entry. The first screen that appears on load is gonna be this tab navigation, and then it's all under the home in the drawer panel. So with that, we should be all set. Alright, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and also hit the like button. I will be posting more videos, and also if you want to get access to the code for this video, there will be a link to the GitHub repo in the comment box below, and as I mentioned earlier, there will be links to all the different pages in the Expo documentation that we used in this tutorial. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all soon.